What tip would you give to someone newly diagnosed with MS? I asked at a multiple sclerosis charity walk both people with MS and caregivers, and these are their responses, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, your tip or tips in the comments below.
Definitely join a support group.
Like the National MS Society, right?
Right. And then they have a smaller group in your area.
Make connections. When I was first diagnosed, I was really afraid to reach out to people, but I'm in an amazing group. They're just like me and different. I have an amazing support system, and I was able to reach out on my own, but after a few years, so I would definitely say make connections, reach out, don't be afraid to.
You guys are in the group, the youngsters, people who are diagnosed like under 18, right?
It'll be with you and on your mind every day, and that's okay. It needs to be, because you need to be aware of how you're living and stay cool, stay relaxed, stay
What do you want from Subway?
rested, and you'll be all right.
I know it's our automatic go-to to hop on the internet and be like Dr. Google. I just, I would hope people would maybe look to others, get on support groups, look to others who've been through it, people who have the knowledge and are living it, versus just internet. I feel like you kind of can go down a dark path when you just start Googling everything.
In a sense, that's the point of the National MS Society, give people a chance to connect with others who have knowledge and experience.
First thing, contact the MS Society. They have a wealth of information and guidance, and people don't even know it exists. They're busy trying to wrap their head around the fact that they have MS and what to do next. The MS Society is really helpful.
National MS Society, ton of resources, link in the description below.
I would tell them it's not a death sentence. Don't think wheelchair, right away, that you can live with MS for years and years and still be in good health, and make sure that you take your medicine.
And then my advice would be to immediately ask for a second opinion, just to make sure. If you think you even have the symptoms, she was misdiagnosed for 14 years. They didn't catch it. And 14 years later, they looked at the original MRIs, and they did show all the lesions that were available or that were on her MRI at that point. The other thing is to ask for a specialist, to go outside of your network if you need to get a specialist, because they understand how the different medications work and which ones affect which types of the disease.
Always advocate for yourself. If you feel like there's something going on with your body, make sure to speak up for yourself. I feel like in my diagnosis, it took a little while. It took about a year before I was fully diagnosed, and I just had to keep saying, this doesn't feel great, I don't feel right, and keep going for what.
Yeah, unfortunately that happens. I know people 30 years undiagnosed.
Yeah, so I got lucky where I got in at the right place and the right doctor, but just keep advocating for yourself. You never feel like you don't have to.
I've been diagnosed for 15 years, so my tip would be it does get better. It's scary at the very beginning, but just take every day as it comes, and it will get better over time.
Yeah, so you're in the MS youngsters group, so you were diagnosed as a teenager, I presume.
I was diagnosed when I was 15, and now I'm 31, so it will get better, I promise. Life does continue.
That it is not a death sentence, that there is hope, that yes, it is something that is really bad, but it is something that you can actually live with. And through some of these medications, you can actually get back to some sense of normality.
You can still live a good life with the disease.
Absolutely. Yes, you will get the brain fog. Yes, you will get the fatigue. You will get everything. But there are medications that help reduce all that. And then it prolongs everything.
Do your research, find the support groups. I mean, there's a lot of people out there with MS, and there is a lot of support if you just seek it out.
Newly diagnosed, don't compare yourself to anybody else, number one. Number two, don't let it define you. This is your story. It's not anybody else's, and you get to decide every day that you're going to get up and you're going to do. So we use very small percentage of our brain. So allow yourself to retrain your brain. Before you get up every morning, make a decision to take over that day and do. Whether it's a small percentage or a large percentage, it might not be the same as yesterday, and that's okay. But do.
You can do everything. You can do everything you want. Yeah.
The disease wouldn't stop you from living your life.
You know what? Big thing, you're not going to die. You're not going to be in a wheelchair. You have to learn to do things a little differently, but you can still enjoy life and have fun.
You just have to be optimistic.
Correct.
Stay positive. Stay positive. Because it'll work out in time.
You definitely have to be optimistic to face this monster, right?
Exactly.
I would say definitely join an MS support group. Again, I talk to my brother all the time, and he's on Zoom calls and goes to in-person meetings, and he's found it really helpful to have the support of the community and the help that he receives from other people with MS. So that's really good.
I would say the same. I think it's really important that they actually join a group and have that contact. Another thing I would say is to really start looking at your foods and look at your diet and try to get into a healthier lifestyle if you're not doing that already.
Take it easy. We get tired, rest.
Don't let anything stop you. Just because MS is not a death sentence, you can still do anything you want.
And how about yourself?
You're just keep researching. Don't give up.
Get a second opinion. Definitely do your research on what type of medications, what type of MS that you have, what are your options, and I would mainly say the second opinion.
Second opinion, very important.
To quickly get on any kind of medication for MS. They have many now they have a lot of different forms of medication. They take IV, they take oral, they take shots every day, every other day, once a week. It's a lot, but to be on any form of medication quickly.